Well, good morning, folks. We got some good news. They finally trimmed up that tree. We'll get back to it. I believe this is the tree company coming now. Wanted to take you on a brief tour. They even cut this wood over here, which is good. There was a grave or so over here, I believe. One for sure. And I think there was one up the bank. World War II veteran. Alrighty, yeah. They even trimmed that up, which makes it look a lot better. Maybe not. Maybe just doing a drive-by. But they did clean it up here. I'm sure they'll be back up at a later point to get. I just want to make sure there wasn't any graves I missed over here. Doesn't look like it. Because this one was buried. This was buried by brush, but they did trim and cut that all out, which is good. We had a pretty windy winter, so I'm gonna fix this. This is where I started. This is what started me doing these videos. I was actually walking down this road and I looked up and I seen a bunch of brush and trees laying on this veteran's grave. So I come up and just by hand tried to clean it up the best I could. But it's definitely an improvement. The whole cemetery is now. No word on the veteran over here that was buried, but just with a very cheap marker. Maybe the family didn't have enough funds. As you can see, they got the tree out of there, which is great. No decorative pieces today. I'm just gonna go, because I was out for my walk. I figured I'd stop in, do a little live. They've been going pretty well. My account's been doing really well. Got over 1 million views in 6 months, somewhere around that. When I opened my account in July, it was just for entertainment, so I could watch YouTube videos and make comments. And that was in July of 2024. And right around September, October, I was out for one of my walks and I seen that. And I said, hey, man, this might make for good videos. You know, honoring veteran, being a veteran myself. So we're going to take you over all my original stops when I first filmed. And this is the cemetery that's really close to where I live. It's only probably about a 5-10 minute walk. It's like half, 3/4 of a mile. Oh. There's not a whole lot of sun today, so some of the shading will be nicer for me. Okay, he was born in 1904, passed away in 1957. He was private in the 3rd Service Command in the U.S. Army during the Second World War. I'm really excited about this. I mean, I think there's still one grave up here, but we have progressed, that's for sure. A lot of veterans don't get any kind of respect. The ones that are living and the ones that passed away. Only on leading up to key days like Memorial Day and Memorial Day, the 4th of July, and Veterans Day. And Veterans Day, it's been kind of peeling off. And that's kind of all based on weather. Not quite sure who's the veteran here, but... Oh, it might have been this guy. Unless there's a tomb over here still buried. It might be the flag from it. They did take out the big hemlock. I am looking. Got some tulips coming up, but they're probably not going to fare very well. I'm in hood and pants. Yesterday I was running around in shorts sweating because it was in the 70s. High 60s, low 70s. It's just definitely an improvement. And today the temperatures dropped down to, I think, 30 overnight or 20s. It got pretty chilly. I don't think we're going to get very warm today. Nah, that other veteran's still in there. Yeah, 100% sure that was a veteran. I'm sure there's a flag or a marker in there someplace. Yeah, I can see it. Spanish-American War. Has like the cross flag holder. But we'll take you back down here. Definitely a vast improvement. Like I said, we had some pretty high winds during the winter. So I think originally that hemlock snapped off and fell down in this general area. And then the tree behind it, you can see, it fell down like a week later. But the cemetery is doing a job, so and that's great. And this was the veteran that wasn't marked. This has an N. And I'm not even sure what kind of plate that is. Even if he was like a first responder or firefighter, he still needs more respect than that. I think the cemetery's actually going over records currently to see who it was. Which they might not even have it. Might have been so long ago that somehow it got lost in the mix. You've seen this one plenty of times. Yeah, based on how many people come into this live is how long I'll stay on today. Yeah, these are some of the first veterans. And once we get up here on the flat, I'm going to start putting pennies down. I'm going to work out across here, putting pennies out and going over some of my original steps here. Which it was really nice weather then. Not that it's terrible now, but you kind of get acclimated to the better weather and then we get back to this, which is common. World War II veteran, U.S. Navy, retired. He's been in quite a few. That almost looks like somebody, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like somebody put another bouquet of flowers. Wilt, and this is his family behind him, I'd imagine. Oh, another veteran also. And here's their string of bad luck. 4-year-old. Passed away probably in birth. No mark on that one, Paul. I think that's Edna. 11 years old and 15 years old. They definitely didn't have a lot of luck, that's for sure. This is one of my coolest finds here. Besides another one, and we'll talk about that up there. Bernice. She wasn't even 13 years old. I was born January 25th of 1904 and passed away January 13th of 1917. Right in the First World War era. Probably was like marching band, something. Just commonly, people at that age don't serve, but they have got in and served. Back then, they didn't have the monitoring system that they have now, with everything being digitalized. So there was kids that got in, and a lot of the kids that did get in, they were in like what we'd call band, like for high school or college level. Mountain. It was in a couple of my videos. I think some of my original footage, I had a help here, if you understand what I mean. It was a voice that was clear as a bell, and you can hear it right now. It's actually, all besides some road traffic, it's pretty clear. And what always amazed me was the volume of it. It was like it was standing right beside me or behind me. And trust me, there ain't nobody up here. But I never heard the voices till I went home to review my videos. None of them. Like, there's a video I have that has a crow, a blue jay, and some distorted voices. And I think it's right there. We're on up. I mean, the volume is so loud that the crow and the blue jay would have had to have been right above me. Like, literally. Here's another one that's been in quite a few. I'm just going over my originals. I wish I would have took better video in the beginning of how many flags was down. I didn't even realize there was that many veterans up here till I started walking around. Yon Private Medical Department. See, I can read them a little better today because we don't have the cast of the sun on the stones. So the blend isn't as bad for me. And ever since them couple incidents, I haven't really heard much. But I have been seeing something kind of strange. It looks like, in one of my pictures up here, that's why I'm going up here too, it looked like a person standing behind a tree watching me. It's kind of creepy. Creepy, not scary for me, just kind of creepy. And somebody was up here, because I think there was reef flowers, something. He's been in plenty of them. I like how it's decorated up. And obviously there was somebody up here, because I think there was a little figurine or something in there too. So maybe his family, when the weather got nicer, came up and actually straightened some stuff out. I like the lighthouse with Mickey Mouse too. That's pretty cool. This one's been in plenty, but I think I always had problems reading it, because I typically take walks in the morning, and then when I do, I bring a backpack with me with some decorative pieces. But I figured I'd just go for a walk today, shoot a video. He was in World War I. Miller, he was born in 1889 and passed away in 1928 in the 78th Division. Mountain was his name. And I didn't hear the sound when I was videoing. Same with this. This is the one that has, like, starts with a bark in the background. Sounds like a bark. And then it gets closer, and then it sounds like some muttering, mumbling going on. Then it gets clear as a bell. And it sounds like it's right above me someplace. Or like right beside me. And I promise you, there wasn't nobody here with me. Am I crazy? Yeah. Well, the better part of each day, I'm a little crazy. But I'm not that crazy. Like I said, while I was videoing, I didn't hear any of that. And actually, the spookiest part was I was kind of busy doing some stuff. So I didn't get to editing or looking at the videos till like a few days later. And as soon as I was reviewing them, I thought I heard like a really loud noise. And I was like, yeah, that's definitely somebody talking. And it was right, made it so ironic was it was right before all the drones and stuff. And it's clear as a bell if you listen to it a couple times. It says they are coming. And this one down here was help. And I couldn't make out what this was. The audio part of it. The crow and the blue jay are clear as a bell. And the actual voice, it's kind of muttered in between the crow and blue jay. And I'm not a ghost hunter. Actually, I never frequented cemeteries much till I moved into this location. And it was kind of like dumb luck I found what I did find. I'm not opposed to ghost hunting, but I think there's a lot of fictional stuff that goes on with it for higher, I was gonna say, views and likes and stuff like that. My thought process with that is, if it's through an app on your phone, AI can induce whatever they want. And if it's through like electronic transmitter, it could be picking up somebody's general conversation 5 miles away and then be distorted. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a kind of guy, I don't believe it unless I can touch it or see it with my own 2 eyes. So, but maybe I'll get into that, seeing that I'm not a true believer. And it's always in cemeteries. It's like staged. All their videos are in places where we would commonly relate to being haunted. And my theory with that is, if you passed away down here, 3 miles away, that's where you passed away. Why would your spirit be over here all the time? It just doesn't make any sense. And some of them are pretty consistent. Like, they'll go to a grave area and then constantly hear the same spirits and same spirits. And I thought spirits roamed. They're not generally in the same area. I'm not, obviously I'm not educated enough on those matters, but it just don't kind of jive or make any kind of sense to me. So, but here we are honoring veterans. I put a penny down. If you haven't watched any of my videos or any of my live feeds, I put a penny down to show respect that I'm a veteran, respecting other veterans. This guy's been in here plenty of times. I might have to set the phone down. I put a penny down to show respect. Some comments I get is like, why do you do that? Aren't you afraid that somebody's gonna take a penny? It's not that big of a deal. And if most people that know me, if I'd run into you and you're homeless, I would definitely try to help you out. He served in the Second World War. He was a sergeant in the U.S. Army. This is a lot nicer for me because I can actually read the stones, and we have a veteran right here too. Served in the Second World War. He was born November 25th, 1903, and passed away December 21st, right before Christmas, in 1981. Here's something of a pretty cool interest. These are fresh rubs. Fairly fresh rubs. There's no bark down there, but he's definitely shining up his territory. And this is the cemetery that I found the whitetail shed in, which was a pretty nice 2 or 3 year old. I believe it was a 2 year old. Just had some good genetics. Looks like we have 74 people in, which is great. Ira Bush served as a private in the transportation company, U.S. Army, served during the First World War. Was born in 1896 and passed away in 1961. Up here is where I'll have to look at the picture again, but I think I was down here doing a video, or took a picture of a veteran's tomb, and it looked like there was somebody standing right up here. So maybe it's a ghost. I'm not sure. Ghost. It's kind of really brushy here too, so the reason I'm walking up here is to make sure maybe it wasn't just like a tree behind here. It kind of made it look like, but it looked for sure. Seeing if there's any tombs or anything laying in here. Doesn't look like it. And that was just right in this general area, which it's a pretty steep bank behind here. It's actually like looks like a pit. So unless they kind of snuck down through here and I didn't see them because I was busy, the location they were actually in would have been, I wouldn't say extremely hard to get to, but because they could have walked down here, but I wouldn't know why you would hide. I take light of things. Maybe they looked down and seen me videoing and messing around with tunes, said, hey, this ain't the guy we want to walk up on. I'm not sure how that all works, but see, with the moss and stuff, that kind of blends in. I do see was private Batty. And I'm going to butcher it up, so I'm just going to say he served in the First World War. Which I did get caught up on a little bit of history originally, because the plate said 1917 to 1918. I did actually think that was the length of the war, which common sense would have told me, but kind of overseen it. But I did do some research, and it was from 1914 to 1918. And I know you've seen some of these graves. This is just some of my original footsteps I made up here. And I didn't make a whole lot of videos because I was experimenting with other videos like lace tying, baking and cook. So I was trying to put them out to see if they would draw interest in the veteran videos, really. Not that I wasn't honoring them at the time, I just didn't think it would be a great niche for social media, but YouTube started playing my videos, and here I am in less than 6 months. I'm over 2,000 followers, over 1 million views, and I believe my watch hours, I'm not sure of the total configuration of all of it, but I'm pretty sure I'm right around the 3,000 to 4,000 mark, which means I could actually sell merchandise, which I'm not going to do, and be monetized. I think it's the 4,000 watched hours in a year. And the lives help that out. They get you more views, they get you more watch time. Where are we at? Okay, stop talking about YouTube. I am on other social media platforms, but YouTube's like my main one. I go to TikTok and Instagram for just fun. But I still post what I would post on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to have to set the phone down again. Alrighty. I'll just thank everybody for watching, because it does make a difference. Like I said, my goal isn't to raise money. If it is to raise money, give it to your local VA or volunteer time at your local VA. And once you spend some time around veterans, you'll understand a lot more than you understand right now about a veteran. Yes, we're odd and we're kind of weird in some ways, but most of us are very compassionate people, just been through a lot. So anyway, you can volunteer your time or your efforts or funds, clothes, whatever, or just go in and talk to some veterans, because that makes a world of difference how we're accepted once we get out of the military, because our lives are so different. We hold things dear to us a little different than most people do. But there isn't a service member that doesn't have an issue. Most of us hide it, like I did for a long period of time. And I finally got some help, and I'm glad I did. I'm just looking for flags, too, to see if any flags fell down or are not whipping. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, leave it in another video. I've left the comments closed off because this is designed to educate our youth. And sometimes I wonder if our youth is 30 or under, or 15 or under. When I was growing up, when you were a kid, you were a kid. Then when you hit 13, 14, 15 years old, you got more responsibilities in life, and you got trained up to be a man. Nobody served in my immediate family, or even maybe back a couple generations they did, but not that I'm aware of. And then I thought it'd be a good idea to go into the military and serve my country. Put another penny down. I'm sure these have been in my videos. Someplace I can come quickly to shoot a couple videos. Now that we're getting nicer weather, I'll be out more. I gotta fix this flag holder. I'm gonna set the phone down briefly. I served during the Gulf War, which was 90 through 91. We do have one up here on the hill that passed away shortly after. That'll be another video. I'm sure he was in some kind of video I did. Memory on veterans is usually kind of come and go, and mine was really go. I couldn't remember a whole lot till recently, but the VA helped me out with that. I'm still having some cloudy areas, and then like 20, 30 years ago are crystal clear again. They're great memories for me. I would say the last 10 years haven't been the best, but we're working on it, trying to get me in a more positive direction. And it's really helped out. Holland. He was born, oh, they just had him. Died February of 1906. I haven't found any really, really old graves that I'm aware of. Civil War, definitely. There's a lot of Civil War veterans in, I think there's three cemeteries I frequent. yesterday was a big walk day. Stopped at the grocery store. What else did I do? Oh, did some laundry. Made a pie. And the pie I made was, they call it peach cobbler. It's just peach pie. And then you put berries in with it. Then obviously you can put on whatever topping you want. Ice cream, whipped cream. I don't dabble that far because it's a sweet enough treat. And I actually gave 3/4 of the way to the neighbors. Because if I had that whole peach pie there, it wouldn't have been no accident. I would have probably eaten most of it. And my neighbors have been really good to me. They know I'm a veteran and they do whatever they can. They give me some food occasionally. When they go out to eat, they bring me back something. Very, very nice people. And if you live in the Altoona area, if you drove over in the Greenwood section, where the secondary sheets is, right off Freedom Bridge, I'm the crazy guy that has the dog box sitting outside with some babies, some teddy bears, and I think I got a Wolverine action figure. That's me. About out of pennies already. Like I said, I never realized how many veterans were buried right here until I got up and started putting the flag markers back up and doing videos. And initially started with that tree too. Actually, why I came up here was to take a couple pictures of it because it was beautiful in fall colors. And as they say, the rest was history. Yeah, some of these flag holders and flags need replaced. Maybe later on this week I'll come up and do another like police of the area and start pulling all the flags. Seeing that we're going to get into nicer days and nicer weather, I'll start pulling the old beat up worn flags. Alright, we jumped from 60 to 70 to almost 80 people watching at one time, that's pretty cool to me. I'm out of pennies, which isn't a big deal. I grabbed like 20 or 30 of them. This has been in several of my videos. This is actually about how far I came the first time I started doing videos of veterans. And these are markers also, I believe. Oh yeah, they're just plot markers, I believe. Maybe somebody else has more knowledge of cemeteries could send me a message on a little more information. I know the Rose Hill one over there, it actually has PCV pipe stuck in the ground, and they have caps on the PCV pipe that have what number the lot is. Because here's another marker. Because obviously when they engrave the tombstone, it takes some time. Unless you got a boatload of money and you speed up the process. Even back in the day, the more wealthier you were, the faster things came along. So, but it's usually a pretty lengthy process. I had a friend that committed suicide, unfortunately. He wasn't a veteran, but he was a good friend of mine. And it took, they weren't like silly kind of rich, but they did have some money. But it took them almost a year to get the headstone in place. Yeah, and the guy that committed suicide, that was my friend, there was absolutely no warning of it. For me, I mean, we were pretty close, but he got a job in another manufacturing building. So we didn't really have a lot of contact. We'd text or chat on the phone about once or twice a week. And actually, we had plans to do something I talked to him Friday night. Oh, Friday before he went to work. And then I used to be a bow hunter. I was out bow hunting a property that I could hunt that was through his family. And I had chatted with him Friday afternoon. He was working third trick. And then he said he was going to get a hold of me sometime in the afternoon. And I told him, well, I'll probably be up at your Grams. I'll probably be in the tree. He said, no worries. I'll text you. You shoot me a text when you're up there. So I shot him a text and he never replied. He usually always replied pretty quickly, even if it was something stupid, to let me know that he's seen the message. And I didn't get any response. And I noticed on my way out in the evening, I did see a few whitetails, but I was just hunting bucks then. Hunting for a nice buck, I should say. And I noticed there wasn't any vehicles around any of the homes that had to attached to the family. And I said, man, that's really weird. Because they're really good people, really friendly people. Like, they would always check to make sure I came out all right, or I'd stop down at the house and they'd get me something to drink and ask me how me and my family were doing. Really, really good people. And that was every trip I ever made to the property. Just genuine, really good people. And I didn't notice anybody around. I said, man, that's really odd. Hope nobody got sick or anything. And by the time I got home, I had a couple voicemails, and I'm not really good. I wasn't really good with voicemails, and I still really ain't. I don't know why my brain kind of shuts them off, but they do. But anyhow, when I got to the house, I'd seen a couple people had called and left messages. So I called the first person back. They weren't available. The second person, then the first person called me back. And she told me that Matt had hung himself. And I sat down. It was pretty emotional for me. I didn't believe it at first. But after she had told me, I had told some people that were there at my home to check on Facebook or whatever, and it came up. So it was pretty rough. Because me and this guy were pretty close friends, and I figured if he ever got in a bad situation, he would talk to me. But he never did. We always kid around, joke. His young family and my young family always spent time together. They had wee little kids, like 2 and 4, I believe, or maybe 4 and 6, somewhere around there. And my daughter was, I believe, older, a lot, like 8, 9, or 10, somewhere around there. And me and my family took it pretty hard because we spent time with them, watched movies together, did some kids bowling nights, and went out to eat and stuff together. And his family always accepted me and my family. Everybody in his whole family always accepted me and my family, which is a rarity today. You always have that crazy uncle, sister, or whatever it was that preaches about bad people, but they really took good. They actually took care of me and my family a lot too. So, you know, just birthday parties, Christmas, are common holidays. A lot of people take, I can say personally, take advantage of, but there's only one reason for Christmas. But we all fall prey to the commercialization of holidays, that's for sure. At the end of the day, it don't matter. And if it's your last day, it definitely don't matter. All that matters is you feel the love from your loved ones around you, and you continue your next journey. All right, I babbled enough. We're right around the 40-minute mark. Like I said, now with the weather changing, I'll make my videos longer if I get the views. If I don't, there's no sense of painting a barn that doesn't need painted. I hope you all understand that. If people aren't really interested in this, I'll just stick to my regular format of posting shorts videos, and we'll go with that and see how that goes. This channel is about honoring veterans, not honoring me. That's why you don't see me a lot in the videos, is because it's about honoring them, not honoring me. And I hope when my time comes, there's other veterans and other people that respect me and honor me in this fashion. All right, everybody enjoy their day. Thanks for stopping in and watching.